What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. If this is the first video you're ever stumbling on, hi, I'm Mandy. I do get ready sometimes, but I am a mother of 5 children, and actually I'm a grandma. I have one grandbaby that lives in Florida. Right now we currently live in California, but that's only for the next 11 days. We are about to move to Tennessee in 11 days. This is the biggest move we've ever made as a married couple and as adults, and it has been such a whirlwind. So we came home, me and the 3 younger kids came home from our baby extravaganza, going to Florida to be with Lexi and my grandbaby Addie, and going to Texas to be with my sister and my niece Willow, who was just born. And she has 2 twins, or 2 twins, as you say that? She has twins. And Josiah, who is a year old. And my cat is gonna be a crazy person back there. Sorry. So we were out and in the South. We spent a few days in Tennessee kind of searching around. Did not find property, which we thought we would. So as of right now, we are moving to Tennessee with no job and no permanent place to live. Our plan is to live in our travel trailer, which is really designed just for camping. It's not even like one of the fancy new ones that has a washer and dryer and all those things in it. No, it's a camping trailer that we are going to be living in on some friends of ours' property for the foreseeable future until we figure out. Our goal is to buy property of our own and hopefully build a barn dominium, because our plan, our thought is that if we get land and put up the structure of the barn, we could park our camp trailer in there and weather through winter in it and slowly build out a laundry room so I could do laundry, build out a bathroom so we can have like regular showers and things like that. But as of this moment, as I'm talking to you right now, none of that has feet to it. All of that is just thoughts and dreams. So it's a really uncertain future we're walking into. It's a really reckless feeling of faith that we know the Lord has told us to do this through so many confirmations, just thoughts and prayers between my husband and I, and confirmations from the Lord. And even in this season that has been so trying emotionally, God continues to confirm that we're doing the right thing for our family. But man, it is getting real. So what I've been up to since you saw us last is I've been packing up the house, and that has been a crazy process. So we bought a 26-foot cargo trailer because moving is so expensive. And I just could not see spending 12 grand to get my stuff somewhere and then just like that money away. Like, I could not stomach it. So we paid for in full a cargo trailer that we can either use for business. We're thinking of maybe creating it into a, sorry, I need water, a coffee, mobile coffee cart, or we can resell it and recoup some of the money for the move. But what that means is I have to minimize a lot. Right now I live in a 2,200 square foot home, 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a full backyard that you guys have seen, all the things. I have 5 children. 5 children have lived in this home. And this is the last home that they will have lived in all together. I get really sentimental about houses and the memories made in houses, even though I kind of hate this house. I've always kind of hated this house. It's just such a closed off floor plan. So I have never felt like I could entertain in this home the way I would like to. The bathrooms are 5 shades of white, so it just always looks dingy and like gross. No matter how much you scrub it, it just does not ever look clean. Little things like that. But there's been so many amazing memories made here. Like I said, this is the last house my 5 children will have lived in together. This is the house that my sister and my brother-in-law brought their twins home to because they were living with us at the time. This is the house that we planned Lexi's wedding in, and this is the house I fell in love with gardening in and had chickens for the first time, and like the dream was birthed for what's happening next here in this house. And there's just so many memories and so many things, but with that, sorry, I'm not gonna cry this whole video. With that is there's a lot of stuff, and in this next season, living in a camp trailer and having to use 26-foot cargo trailer as my only form of storage because I'm trying to be a good steward with our money. Because like I said at the top of this, we don't right now have a job in place. So we have a little bit of savings, but it's gotta last us. So we can't afford to pay for storage right now. We can't, we don't want to afford to pay for storage right now. We want to afford to pay for the inflated gas prices. We don't want to pay for that either, but that's reality. So I have to minimize a lot of things. So what I've been doing is I've been packing, I started with the most sentimental things first, because like, I don't care. This is the stuff I'd save in a fire, you know, that kind of mentality. That went into the trailer first. It's kind of been acting like a pod, which is kind of nice. So that went into the trailer first. And with that mindset, I've been going through the house, room by room, closet by closet, thinking, okay, is this sentimental? Does this need to make the move? And slowly I've been working myself to the things that like I can replace. And at this moment, I'm feeling like all my furniture is going on the I can replace list, which is a little bit stressful for me because I struggle with the, what's it called? Scarcity mindset a lot of the times, where it's, I have it now, I can see my bank account and how it's gotta last, and if we get a home, how am I gonna afford to furnish it so quickly, or, you know, whatever. And here's one of the things that the Lord just keeps reminding me. These are things that they did in the Old Testament. You know, they would recall the things that the Lord has done for them. You know, in hard times, they'd be like, the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham. And in saying that, the God of Moses, they'd remember he parted the Red Sea for them. He provided manna in the wilderness. He made the promise for the promised land, like in those times. So in this time, I can recall times that we were broke, but my house was furnished. I had a cozy home to come home to. I believe God has gifted me with the ability to make a home feel warm and inviting, and I can do that. I can do that anywhere I am. We can thrift it. I mean, things had been given to us in those times. Just making do with a fun, you know, remaking something and making it new into something that would be useful, and he'll do it again. I have never gone hungry. I have never been homeless. I have always been able to live in safety and protection of the Lord, and he's not going to stop now. Like, he's called us out. He's gonna help us walk on this water, and it's just the thing that I'm having to stand on, the promises and the hope that I'm standing on. And it's been difficult. Like, my son, our oldest son, Toby, he is staying here in California. He's decided that he wants to go to the college with his friends. That's about 3 hours away from where we live now. It's a season that he feels like he needs to do. He's a man, he's of age, he can do that. But my mama heart is breaking a lot because I want him with me. My love language is quality time. So let me put that out there. So I love shared experiences. Like, the way I feel close to people or excited about something or triggers a good memory is like an inside joke from that time that you know, fell and hit your knee and made ridiculous sounds. And when you live far apart, you have to be so much more intentional to have those shared experiences. And they're fewer and far between, and man, call me a hoarder of memories, but like, I just love being a part of daily life with the people I love. So leaving a kid behind feels wrong. There was a time, and I took it for granted, so don't do this if you're in this season, where our whole family lived in the same town. Like Brad's side of the family, well, in like 2 towns right next to each other. Brad's whole side of the family, my whole side of the family, grandparents wise and aunts and uncles and that kinds of things, all lived right next to each other. Brad and I were able to have date nights like every weekend because there was always someone to watch the kids. And there was a lot of like annoyances about that time too, because you know, with family comes expectations and just different things. But overall, looking back, like that time was so sweet and I totally took it for granted. Then we all kind of scattered. Brad's grandma passed away, and after that it just, you know, things change in families, and it sucked. And Cassie moved to Louisiana at that same time. We moved to Southern California. Brad's parents moved up to Northern California. So did his brothers. My mom moved to Santa Fe. Like, everyone just scattered. And then slowly we're all kind of back in California for a season, but separated out. And like, I just, there's nothing I desire more than to relive that time with the knowledge now that it could go away and how much you'd miss it. And I feel like I'm acting counterintuitively to that, you know? I'm not going where my daughter is. I'm not going where my sister is. I'm not going or staying where my mom and my son and Brad's mom is in California. I'm not staying. I'm going somewhere totally separate. It feels weird. But I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So, gosh, I really want to stop crying. Sometimes the things that God called you to do just sound so weird. And you're like, what? What are you even talking about? No, I can't do that. That's impossible. Or why would you tell me to do that? I mean, I'm sure Peter, a fisherman who had been on the water probably his whole life, knew that a human cannot walk on water. But he kept his eyes on Jesus and he trusted his word. And he got out and he walked on water. And I'm praying that we get to walk on water in this season, that we keep our eyes on Jesus and don't sink, because that part of the story kind of sucks. So I'm really trying to stay focused. And I just know, like, God has spoken to my heart and through my devotional time so many times, like, Mandy, I have this. I love all these people that you love even more than you. And I have all their futures and all their paths according to my will set. And you have to trust me. You have to trust me that what I do in you is gonna be great. What I do in them is gonna be great. And I know your heart. I know your desires. And I'm gonna provide for that. Okay. I mean, we are very, very, very middle class. It's not, we are not ballers by any stretch of the imagination. But when my sister left to Texas, that was a really hard time for me because we're very, very close and we just enjoy doing life together. My love language is quality time. I want shared experiences. And within that first year that she had moved, the Lord had provided opportunities for me to go to Texas near her without breaking the bank at least 4 times. So I was at least able to go like once a quarter. And that was great. And even with Lex, I've been able to visit and stay an extended period of time with her having her baby. And God has provided those opportunities for me. So I just, again, I'm trying to like set that altar of remembrance. Like, okay, Lord, you've done it before, you'll do it again. And I know it. This season might not be exactly my absolute perfect dream, but he's going to be with me through it. And I feel like that has been the message he's been speaking to my heart the most. In fact, just today in my devotional, it was about the children of Israel and the Battle of Jericho. If you're not familiar, they were in the promised land, but they still had to fight for it. So don't think just because you're in like your season that God is calling you to and it's great, it's the promised land, that there's not going to be battles in it. And I'm fully aware of that because we have to find jobs, house, get to know a new culture, all those things. So they were there, they're fighting Jericho, and he told them to do it in the most unconventional way. It wasn't like go in and battle, battle, battle. It was march around the city for 7 days and on the last day blow trumpets. Weird, right? Move to a place you've never been to, away from all the people that you want to be with, and I'm gonna do this with you. With no sense of security besides your faith in the Lord. No earthly security at all. Go do that. That's great. So they marched around 7 days, and in my devotional and in the commentary that I read too, it said that it was his way of reminding them who they were. It was his way of telling them, it's me this whole time. Like, don't ever think it's on your merit that you have some supernatural grace and glory that you do these things on your own. It's always me. It's always me watching out for you. This is the length I will go to ensure that you see me, know me, and know I'm with you. I'm walking with you. I'm in this battle with you. You are not alone. And also the length he'll go for your salvation. Like, they won the battle in the most unconventional way because God was with them. And that is absolutely what I'm standing on. I know whose I am. I know who has called me. I know who is walking with me. I know he knows the battles I'm going to face, and he's equipping me for them. But it doesn't make it less hard. It doesn't make it less emotionally gutting, you know? But in that emotional gutting, keep going back. Keep going back. Keep yourself at the feet of Jesus, because otherwise the enemy will come in and lie to you. He will breed insecurity. He will fuel that fear that is already there. He will make you think that God is not with you, that he's not a good God. And that, what do you mean he's making you do this? That's crazy. The whole world would say that this is crazy and you should do it this way, but the whole world is not what we're after. We're after eternity. We're after the kingdom of heaven, and we're after the will of the Father, who knows, who sees, who's with you, who's protecting, who's guiding, who's already setting up that thing that he has for you. He already knows. You might not. I don't. I for sure don't. But he knows. I don't know who I'm going to meet in Tennessee that might be the most amazing person, or who I might be able to help bring to Jesus in Tennessee. Maybe he has me moving there for one person, because he would do that because he loves that person so much. I'm just praying, Lord, help me be a willing vessel. Help me be the hands that you can use. Help me be the heart that you can influence and touch and use in this season. And maybe that's the season you're in. Maybe the things that God is asking you to do is crazy, or maybe you just feel alone. And I just want to tell you, friend, you're not. You're not alone. He's with you. He is with you. He sees you. He wants to protect you. He wants to wrap his comforting arms around you in this time that feels so crazy. And the way I have been feeling that comfort is through reading the word, just digging in a little bit deeper, listening to worship music, all the things. You know, when I feel anxious, I literally have to recite verses and things. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He has never once let me fall. I've done a few damaging things, but he's always picked me up. He's always worked it for my good. You know, those kinds of things. I will never leave you or forsake you. I will never leave you or forsake you. He's with you, friend. He's with me. This was a really Soul Sunday way of, so maybe I'm gonna post this on Sunday, updating you about the move. But that's where we're at. That's where I'm at. It's getting real. I'm getting emotional, but I'm also really excited. When I let myself stop thinking about the what ifs, if onlys, shoulds, I start getting really excited, because I know in all this tearing away and humbling, God is doing an amazing work, and I can't wait to see what that is. I can't wait to look back at this video and be like, oh baby, it all ended up okay. Look at what you're doing now. Look at where you're at. Like, it's amazing. It's exactly what your heart wanted, because he knows my heart. He knows my heart. And I feel like he's put things in my heart because it's a part of his will. As I pray, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. He is bringing his will into my heart. My heart is desiring the things that he would have me desire. And he who began a good work in me is faithful to complete it. And I believe that. So I think I am posting this on Sunday. It's very much more a Soul Sunday. I will try to keep updating you. Hopefully things get a little bit lighter in emotion, because I hope I start feeling a little bit more excited than overwhelmed. But I need to go pack. I have no kids. I should be packing, not talking to a camera. But I love you guys, and we'll see you next time.